How do you live your life after you've experienced a huge loss? How do you how do you get up off the floor? How do you eat, sleep, bathe, get out of bed? How do you do that when life has just knocked you to your knees? Hey everybody, this is Dr. Venus, your hot mess millionaire, and today we're um we're unpacking this whole notion of living after loss. Now, as many of you know, my brother, his name is Tori, he transitioned on on Christmas Eve due to COVID, and everybody copes. Everybody copes and manages. They do. People grieve in different ways. Okay, and I have chosen to grieve by keeping my rhythms right because I have PTSD. I have structures in place to help me, in a lot of ways, stay well. And I don't, and I mean that in the best way. I think that life can be hard. It can be cruel. It can be unkind. It can be demanding. Just living, just breathing, just getting out of bed on a regular basis and not killing somebody else. I think that's a wonderful feat. Okay. And so I have structures in place to really stay well. Right. And thank God, because that was a precondition for when Tori transitioned. I didn't have to, you know, I had something to hang my hat on, you know? So we're gonna go in. And now before we do, please make sure you subscribe to the Hot Mess Millionaire podcast. I am in my Hot Mess Millionaire Facebook group. I am doing this thing called Network Like a Mogul Saturdays. And if you're interested in learning how to network like rich people do, I encourage you to join the Facebook group. It is, I give feedback on people's pitches so they can be effective. And you're taught to, or you're encouraged to rather, to stop going for sales, going for the one off sales, or I want you to buy my stuff. No, you want people's networks. Think Oprah and Weight Watchers, or Beyonce and Coachella, or Magic Johnson and AMC studios. Think that way. Whole different kind of thinking and just trying to bring in money. If you want to bring in money, go to moneymogulformula.com. That'll handle that part. But if you want to actually break that $1 million mark, if you want to have it be leveraged and easy for you, you got to partner. You got to learn how to talk in such a way that you can articulate the value you bring to any any group or organization that would benefit from your genius. Okay, so come on over and join us, and also please share if you're being fed by my word on any level. Definitely comment, definitely tag, but also share. There are people right now who are suffering because they think they're the only one. They think that they're alone in this whole what is going on in the world kind of loss. So it matters that if you get some information that actually feeds you, that you pay it forward. That is, to me, that's a tithe. Okay? And so my prayer for you is that you understand that giving begats giving, right? And it's an energetic thing. It's not a, you can't make somebody be generous, all right? But I encourage you to do so, all right? So with that being said, I want to share with you how I'm learning how to live this life after losing my brother. Now, I'm going to talk about myself, all right? And prayerfully, you'll be able to map it on to you. And I'm pretty confident you can if you want to, right? But while I'm talking about COVID-19 and not being able to be with him, no one could be in the room with him. No one could touch him. Um, the idea of him dying alone is that's not an easy one because at least when you don't have COVID, you can touch someone's hand. You could, or hug them or something, right? But COVID don't even let you in. You see what I'm saying? We can't even get in. We could do Zoom, right? But like I'm talking about COVID stuff, but some of you have lost marriages. Some of you have lost children. Some of you have lost businesses. Some of you have lost clients. Some of you have lost backing. A loss is a loss. It's a loss. Okay. Now, I'm going to encourage you to map this conversation on, okay, to your lived experience. Because not everybody who has had someone transition from COVID will hear this word, but it will make a difference um, if you let it in. Okay. So let me let me go in a different direction. No, not really. Let me go this side. So as many of you already know, well, let me say, forgive me, I'm assuming a great deal. Let me go back a couple of steps. Okay, first things first. I'm Dr. Venus, okay, and I used to live on the streets, eat out of trash cans, and sleep in urine and beer. Okay, I came up in violence. I came up in very, 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 very negative situations. I came up very, very poor. Okay, and so my people, we are survivors. We are hustlers. We get it. We get it in, right? I'm cultivated in that culture, right? And it was my ninth grade math teacher who literally saved my life. That is not hyperbole. That is not metaphorical. That means she got me up off the street, put me in her house, okay, on her couch. So it made all the difference, right? And because of her tangible love, I eventually graduated from Stanford University with a second master's degree and a PhD. I have 4 degrees, okay? I took all the survival that kept me alive on the streets, got me through all my education, and turned it into a system that got me to my first million in 3 years. I've done over 5 million in less than 6 years. And I've transitioned from internet marketer to entertainment. So I have a pilot on Amazon Prime that has over 3 million streams in less than 9 months, called Hot Mess Millionaire. The series is on YouTube, and I'm really masterful at manifesting, but not manifesting like woo woo she like, oh, positive. No, no. I manifest like a messiah. I manifest through pain. Okay. So I'm saying all that to say that my whole point of reference comes from the streets. Okay. It doesn't come from Stanford. So don't let the doctor fool you. There's more street in me than Stanford. And because I have so many new followers, so many new truth tellers, I just have to get y'all acclimated so that y'all can digest this, because I can get real direct, real raw, real quick. And I do. So you should know I curse, I cry, and I pray, sometimes in the same breath. So you have to choose to be in my space, because I'm not changing. This is who I am. But I am mindful that if you've never encountered me, it's good to at least get some context. So with that being said, when I talk about PTSD, I've had a lot of bad things happen. Okay? A lot of bad things have happened, and a lot of bad things have happened to my body. And so I have a therapist, and she's great. She's awesome. And I have different practices that I have in place to keep me well, to keep me from just not doing good stuff. Okay. And so when Tori transitioned, how can I say this? God help me fix it. I wanted to do bad things. That may be the nicest, cleanest, nicest way I can say it. Okay. And I have to um, intentionally not do bad things. Okay. I have to consciously not do things that will upset the apple cart, that will throw me off track, that will put me in situations. That's a cognitive choice. It is not an automatic. So when trauma happens, when bad things happen, some of us, not everybody, but some of us who've gone through some things, it hits a different way, because it's like, all right, God, how do I not hurt me, and still grieve, right? And that's a real word. And so part of what I'm dealing with dealing with with um Tori's transition is, how do I stay positive when all the negative comes up? Okay, and I'm putting it on you soft so you don't have to go through all the extra. So I'm going to keep it in simple language just so you don't have to get triggered. But it's when Tori transitioned, I wish I could have gotten angry. I think I would have been able to process this differently, but I didn't have anybody to blame. I mean, I can't blame Trump, although I wanted to, but the virus was here before he even was able to do anything about it. I wanted to blame Tory, but I love him too much and I couldn't imagine blaming him. I mean, I don't know if he wore a mask or not. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to blame the circumstances we were born into, because there's a precondition, just like there's generational wealth, there's generational trauma. You see what I'm saying? That we don't always account for as black people or poor people. Okay, it's like we don't account for that. Just being able to have relationships that work is a miracle when you come from bad stuff. Just a miracle. It's not regular. I was talking to my sister recently, not like since everything happened, and one of the things she said to me was like, given the extremity of our background, it's not it's a beautiful thing that we have each other, because the circumstances of being poor and negativity is designed to tear you down. You don't. It's a very particular kind of racism. It's a very particular kind of systemic alienation. It really is. And unless you've walked that, you won't know that. You know what I'm saying? You'll think it's normal. I cannot tell you how much bad things I thought were normal until I got well, right? And so what I'm contending with is staying well while I grieve. That's what I'm dealing with. Y'all may not be dealing with that, but that's what I'm dealing with. It's like, okay, B, how do you not do some bullshit and make it worse because you're hurting? Okay? And so what I am doing, and you may want to write this down if you have to, okay? And someone can scribe this for somebody else so when people come through, they can find it. Or not, it's fine. I just tend to like that. Tell the fucking truth. Just tell the truth. 101. Tell the truth. If you're not feeling good, don't pretend you feel good. If you're mad, be mad. If you hurt, be hurt. But don't say I'm fine. Do not say you're fine. If you say you're fine, it's going to go underground and it will blow up at the wrong time. Okay? Tell the truth about where you are. Right now, I'm not doing so good. All right? I'm not doing bad. I could be doing worse. But right now, just getting out of bed is a concerted effort. Okay? It's like, okay, God, where did the hope go? Because I think hope left me when Tori left. It didn't leave me with Corona. It didn't leave me with Corona. It didn't leave me with Trump. It hurt my heart with George. But hope left when Tori transitioned. That's when it went. And I haven't been able to get the hope back. I don't have, you know how when you have hope, at least you can generate something positive. But if you don't have the hope, then you don't have a generator. And I can't make myself lie and pretend I'm hopeful. Well, right now, I'm not hopeful. I don't have a lot of hope. Now, I do have, so I don't want you to worry about me. I don't have hope, but I do have joy because I have Happy. Now, Happy is my puppy. He's perfect. He's a service animal, so he matches me. And he plays with me. I mean, he literally plays. And it's like, I feel like he's my spirit animal, like God sent him to me because he knew what life was bringing. And so what I'm doing to make sure I don't drink, I don't go have crazy sex with strangers because I'm prone. I don't hurt myself physically. So I make sure that I don't hurt myself with food. like, or starve myself, because there's different ways. Look, some of us who've gone through life, we know how to get us. Okay, if you lived enough life, you know how to punish you. Okay, and so I know that in order for me to keep it moving and to really do what God wants me to do with my life, I can't go that direction. Okay, and I have to focus not to. So what I'm choosing to do that may help, I don't know if it's going to help, but it may be useful, is I am doing what Nana's the person who took me in. What I'm doing is what she told me to do. And she told me to focus on the positive. And I'm like, Nana, there's nothing positive. She says, sure there is. And Nana's 75, so everything to her, nothing's a big deal to her, which is kind of cool. So it makes me feel like I'm not tripping too hard, or I'm tripping. So what I've been doing, and I'm going to encourage you to figure it out for yourself, I've been doing stuff that makes me feel better. Real basic stuff. So for example, today I got up and I combed my hair. I don't know if you understand how big of a deal that is, but when you feel not good, combing your hair is a revolutionary act. Okay, so I combed my hair and I put bow rats in it. I know it's so not mature, but I like the bow rats. They made me happy. I'm like, okay, I'm into bow rats today. I'm into pearls, and my earrings match my bow rats because everything's pearled out. And then I put on a white shirt, right? And so I put on lipstick. My baby sister got me lipstick. And every time I wear it, I feel like I'm loved because he gave it to me in love. You see what I'm saying? So I'm purposely pouring love on me from every possible way, right? I have Happy with me, and he's with me. Sometimes taking the doggy daycare, but he's with me when I'm heightened. And I got a personal trainer. In fact, I got two of them. One of them didn't work out because I have certain needs. I have certain injuries that require a certain kind of attentiveness. So I doubled down with one of them, and so I'm with him 5 days a week, 3 days weight training, 2 days high intensity cardio. Physical activity helps me feel better. It makes me feel better. So I'm doing it because it makes me feel better, and preferably I'll get cute by the summer so I can wear a bikini. Okay. Another thing that I've done is I ordered food. I ordered healthy gourmet food. And I put the link. I want you to know I put all the resources in the notes so you can check up on them if you want. But what I like about them is they have a bunch of different kinds of foods, and it's 18 meals a week. It's pretty reasonable. I don't think it's pricey. I actually like it. And I don't have to think about food. I don't think about food. I have my shake in the morning, and I have the meals and the snacks, and that takes care of that. So to me, that's a form of self-love. When I was younger, food was held as a weapon against me, so it would be withheld. So my relationship to food is tarnished. So I have to be mindful of that, right? And so this has me eat without me emotionally eating, because when I emotionally eat, I'm only eating to feel better, and it doesn't make me feel better. Right. But it's the only way I can feel like I have some control of something in my life. So by virtue of me getting the meals in, by ordering, I'm structuring my life so I have food here that's healthy, and I don't bring anything in that isn't. So that way I can take care of myself. Okay. Another thing that I am doing is I am starting to date. Now here's the thing. And this is going to sound crazy. I don't want no crazy comments. Y'all just love me through this. Okay, just hear me out and love me through it. Just do your best to love me through it. Don't get weird on me. Okay. But I'm worried no one's going to want me. And I don't know how to explain that. I'm like, okay, so I joined two sites, right? I joined one called The League, which is super duper. It's for highly successful people, which I think is really wise. So I don't have to go through people saying, oh, you think you're better than me, or because you're educated or you're successful. I'm not going through all that. I don't care. I don't want that. And I also did Bumble because it seems like a lot of fun. And it's also good for networking. Like, okay, well, that sounds cool. But I was trying to do the thing. I don't know how to date, right? I'm like, how the hell does this work? And so I'm like, okay, God, please help me. Help me figure out how to date. And I'm genuinely interested in knowing what it feels like to be loved by a black man. And that's something I've been being with for a while. I've been being with that my father, black man, kept me alive. A lot of negativity, but didn't hang around to make sure I was protected, right? And so part of one of the things I'm being with is if my father, if my birth father, if he had been around, if he had stayed, I don't know how my sexual practices would have evolved. Okay, I'm queer identified. For those who don't know, my former spouse was a woman. Okay, whom I loved and whom loved me. It was a great 10 years. It's just that survival and marriage don't go together. Okay, so that's that, and that was 3 years ago. So now I'm committed to actually being in. I want to know what it feels like to be courted and wooed, and all the stuff you see on TV, right? And so, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how. I'm like, I have to read a book, right? Or maybe I don't know. But the thing that I am happy about is that I'm trying, and I put myself out there. And, what the thing about Bumble is they let the women make the first move, which I think is kind of dope personally, right? But if nothing else, it's just nice to have people to talk to, right? And so I'm doing that. And I just notice how I don't know how to. And my background is very much, it's not organized around dating, okay? Just so y'all know. It's a street thing. You wouldn't understand it. So it's not organized around like, hi, how are you? What are your interests? It's not even, that's like, what the hell, man? So just learning how to date is its own level of like, okay, so got that. And so I'm doing that, and it's a challenge, but it's something that I want to explore. I want to see how this works. I want to know how could I don't even know if a man would be attracted to me. Not like the like I mean, but like to my mind, my spirit, my flow, my energy. You know what I'm saying? That's whole and well. Like I don't want to attract trauma people. You know what I mean? I've been working on myself for 30 years. I think there should be a payoff. Um, but it is something that I'm like, okay, B, how do you do this? I'm like, God, I don't know. Please help me, show me, guide me. So we'll figure it out. But that made me feel better that I was willing to try. And I also am writing. I'm working on I'm writing creatively, not just in terms of influencer stuff or marketing stuff, but I'm writing a pilot. I'm on my second pilot. I'm taking I'm taking a pilot class. I'm taking a television writing class, and then I'm taking a pilot writing class. And these are all things that have me focus forward. I think that's what I want you to hear. Is everything that I'm talking about has me focused on the future, not the past. Do you see? And in terms of grieving, what I'm doing or what works is I'm a book girl. So there's a book called You Can Heal Your Life. I've listed it below. I also have music. I put some YouTube playlist up. I love Jonathan McReynolds. He has a song called Maintain. I'm here for it. Thank you, hallelujah. I also included the sites that the dating sites. I included the food. I included everything that I'm doing right now. Right. There's this wonderful song called Refiner. It's by Maverick City Music. It's from Tribal, and that's like saving me. Right. But what I'm doing is I'm purposefully, intentionally doing stuff that makes me feel better, that makes me feel pretty, that makes me feel smart, that makes me feel like there's a point to all this shit, that there's a point to life that isn't just get up and pay a fucking bill. You know what I'm saying? And it requires a level of willingness to take the action even though I don't feel like it. That is the main thing I want you to understand. I don't feel like doing anything. There's nothing in me right now that feels like she wants to go and do a burpee. There's nothing in me right now that feels like she wants to even do, chit chat on the league. I don't have any desire like, that's not the point. The point is, if I don't do something positive, I'm going to spiral into the negative. And that's not Tori's walk. That's not him. That's me not being responsible. You see what I'm saying? And I know that I did the best that I could. I, I hope I did the best. I did the best I could see to do at the time, you know? And he's a great guy, you know. He's funny and he's protective and he's great. He can flip money 50 ways. He's a great man. He's a great father. He's a great brother. He's a great son. He's a great nephew. He's a great friend. He's just a great guy. And I get frustrated with God sometimes. Like, God, what is it? What do you do? Why do you take the ones who are good? Why do you do that? I don't understand the logic. Why? You know, I think about Tory. I think about Nipsey. I think about Tupac. And then I'm thinking like, why the fuck do we have Trump? Why can't you take him? What's the measure? What's the measure? Why? And this, I know it's an unanswerable question. I know that. I know that. I know that. And I'm not even tripping off God. I'm not questioning God. I'm just expressing how I feel. Like, we have so many people who do so much damage to people, but they seem to live day in and day out, and it looks so easy. It looks like they get away with everything. But the ones that work hard, who try, who turn their lives around, who make good, who do better. Tory had a master's degree. You know what I'm saying? And that's not how he started off. He was in and out of jail when he was a youth person. I was in and out of houses when I was a youth person. You know what I'm saying? And he was only 46. He had just gotten married that Thanksgiving right before Christmas. So I can't make it make sense. I can't make it make sense. So I'm not going to try. Because I'm going to lose that. I'm going to lose trying to make sense of life. So I'm not going to try to make sense. I'm not going to, okay, God, I quit. I'm not going to make sense of this. It's not mine to make sense of. But it is mine to survive. It is mine to thrive. It is mine to live. So what can I do that will honor the love I have for my brother while I move forward? You see what I'm saying? Because that's the real word, right? Like, how do you? I'm not going numb. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna do bullshit. I'm not gonna go numb it. I'm not trying to do that because I know how bad that is, and I know how that doesn't work, and I know how that screws up your life, right? I've already done it. Let's not do that one, right? But I guess what I'm trying to say is I make room to grieve. Do you see what I'm saying? It may be in the mornings when I do my prayers. It may be when I give myself permission to talk about him. It may be at night when I'm getting ready to go to sleep. But I give myself room. I give myself a space to be present to the loss that none of us saw coming. No one saw it coming. You know? And I'm not even going to deal with his children and his wife and my birth mother and my sister and what they got to go through. Because they got to go through stuff too, just to keep things moving. Because they're the babies now. You know, there are children involved. There are grandchildren involved. Because when one person dies, when someone goes, we got to clean up after it. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep it moving because we got too many people who depend on us. You know, I'm not going to not post. I'm not going to not do what I do, knowing that there are hundreds and thousands of people who listen to my word every week in different countries, in different time zones. So it's not about, and I want you to be clear, it's not about, oh, I'm being strong. I'm not being strong for shit. This is not strong. This is the off. If this is strong, this is not strong. I'm not trying to be strong. I don't want to be strong. I'm not even close to being strong. In fact, I'm probably very, 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 very weak. That's not my point, but I'm committed. I'm committed to doing what God wants me to do with my life. That matters to me more than anything. More than anything in the world is I fulfill what God kept me alive for. And I haven't fulfilled it yet. So I don't get to stop. So until I fulfill God's intent and will on my life, then I get to get up. I get to get out of bed. I get to try again. I get to believe again. I get to hope again. I get to try again. And if that means I have to put on reggaeton music in the morning to motivate me, then that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? If that means I have to work out 5 times a week to release endorphins to feel better, then that's what we're doing. If it means I have to order food in so that I don't emotionally eat, then that's what we're doing. Because I refuse. I refuse to let God down. I just won't do it. Not with my life. I don't mind letting human beings down. I don't really care about that. That's not my walk. But I will not turn my back on God. And I don't think people realize that when they let the lives, when you let the pain win, you turn your back on God. You're just telling, in my worldview, God's been with me for so long. I cannot not live this life for God. I need God. God is like air to me. I can't breathe without God. I can't even imagine being alive without God. I can't even see it. It's just not real for me. So in my world, me not trying is me pissing on God. I can't do it. I can't. So I'm not going to. So, and I don't know how to explain that. And I'm not going to try to explain it because it's just me and God. We got us a relationship. It's how we do. He's been with me. The whole Trinity has been with me since I was out there. So I just hold it really sacred. And so my life is oriented around what God says for me in my own language. I'm not a holier than thou kind of person. I got too much sin in me. I'm a heathen. I'm such a Philistine, right? I'm so debauchery, woot, 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 woot. I'm not nice. I'm not clean. I'm not wholesome. I am a sinner. Okay. And I'm fine with it. So I don't want you to be left with anything. Like, I'm not trying to be, I can't be the good girl. I've lived too much life to be her, but I can be honest and I can be true. And I'm true to God. I'm true to that which is mine and God is mine. So I'm willing to do the necessary steps, practices to stay well, to do what God has kept me alive to do. And I will grieve while I live. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to share. My prayers that is useful. I don't know if it is or not. I do my best, and I think everybody does. But I want to thank you for hearing me out and sitting with me and tagging and sharing and posting and commenting and all that kind of stuff. And my prayer for you is you let yourself grieve while you live, not either or. Not just grieve or not just live, but that you let yourself be whole. There's this book, I didn't list it, but it's called The Prophet. And it talks about being whole is that you let yourself feel all of it, the highs and the lows. You don't just stay in the middle. You don't just stay numb. You gotta, I think being whole means you be willing to experience all of life. I think that's what it means to be one with God, because we're made in God's image. And I think God experiences everything. I think that's how we feel. So my prayer for you is that you're fed, at least nurtured by this word, this life-giving word, this life-affirming word. And thank you for sitting with me today. I appreciate the company. Thank you for hearing me out today. I appreciate the company. And thank you for loving me, and for walking with me through all the ups and downs. And not insisting that I be neat or perfect or nice, but for loving me as I am, So So that's it for now. So know that you are loved, my dear, cherished, beautiful sister in success, and the brothers who love us and our allies. Thank you for being a safe space. Thank you, truth tellers, for holding me and nurturing me and walking with me and praying for me and standing for me and sending me good juju. And that's all for now. This is Dr. Venus, your hot mess millionaire. Please remember this: you're loved, you're cherished, and you're worth so much more than you've ever been taught to believe. Goodbye for now.